What's up, YouTube? Ginger scents are awesome, and today I'm bringing you my top 5. And just to go over ginger scents real quick, ginger is a fragrance note that when I want you to think of, I don't want you to think of gingerbread cookies because that's a very tingy, very potent, spicy form of ginger that's baked. I want you to think of ginger and tea, where it's very soft, sensual, alluring, a light spice that's slightly sweet, but not too overwhelming, not like pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, nothing like that. Ginger is awesome, just to state it again. You got ginger in nearly so many fragrances that we don't give it credit for. Goes from Burberry Brit to Chemical Black to Polo Blue Sport. It's so versatile, just a wonderful fragrance note, versatile to use day, night, and any occasion. So without further ado, let's jump into the top 5. And kicking off the list, we're going to start with a favorite of mine, the original Calvin Klein Euphoria, not the Euphoria Intense, Gold, or anything like that, but the original. Kicking it off or taking it back to my first video, I have so much love for this fragrance. It was in my first video, it was in my first Instagram post, and it was one of the first fragrances when I really started taking fragrances seriously before the shadow days where, I was unconsciously using fragrance, just really using what was given to me. When I started, taking it more seriously, this was literally one of the first purchases. And when I think of Euphoria, I just think of like a really good, clean cologne that's not too sweet, not too strong. And that's all thanks to the ginger note where, you don't get an overwhelming citrus to give it its freshness. You don't get some sort of overwhelming, potent, sweet, spicy note like cinnamon to give it its sweetness. It comes strictly from the ginger note, and it's so well balanced, so done so well, so clean, that it's such a great mass appealing fragrance. It sells awesome in stores. So taking in the number 5 spot, you got Calvin Klein Euphoria, fragrance I could talk about for days, but I'm not gonna, just because it's a shorter video today. Coming up next, we got Este Lauder's Pleasures for Men. And this one is an older fragrance, but a really, really good one. It's an eau de cologne, so or a cologne spray. You could just splash it heavy, layer it on itself to build up silage throughout the day. And yeah, because with ginger scents, it pretty much is a light spice. That's the best way to put any ginger scent to describe what it adds to the fragrance. A light spice. And this is nearly the perfect fragrance to show it off because it's a light citrus or a light fruit composition in here with a light wood. I think it's got the ebony tree in there, but then the spice, I know it has some pepper in it, but it's the ginger note in here that sticks out to me when people talk about the light spice, because there it is. It's soft, slightly sweet, and yeah, it's a sexy note, man. When I wear it, I know I'm confident, I'm feeling good, because I know I'm not gonna be too overwhelming like with a cinnamon scent, and I know it's not gonna be unnoticed. It's gonna linger in the air, and it's gonna tickle the nose just a little bit, because that's what ginger does. And Este Lauder's Pleasures does a great job of doing that, just because it's one of those that you're really gonna capture it in the air, just lingering around in the air more than in the skin. So taking the number 4 spot, you got Este Lauder's Pleasures for Men. Coming in at number 3 spot, we got Mont Blanc Starwalker, and this is another one of my favorite scents that I've been talking about since the early Instagram days, the early channel days. And such a great fragrance to show off the versatility of ginger scents, because I believe the ginger note in this one is found in the base, and it is complemented by other things. I believe the top note has a hidden note of star anise. At least when you order a tester bottle, it'll say star anise is in the top, but it's not going to say Fragrantica or anything like that. But yeah, the ginger note here carries the fragrance. It gives it that body, that depth, without doing it in such an in-your-face kind of way. This is why I absolutely love Starwalker, why I always praised it, because it's a fresh fragrance with body to it, with depth, without being too heavy. And nearly anyone who's ever worn it would agree that, it's just awesome, man. It's like amazing because performance as well. And like I said with the fragrances back in the days in my last video, when a fragrance has a nice complex composition that holds it together well, it's gonna last longer just through principle, because it's not 5 notes playing off each other, it's more like 20. So yeah, Mont Blanc Starwalker for a fresh fragrance, amazing, and it has this undertone of sensuality, light spice from the ginger note. So taking the number 3 spot, you got Mont Blanc Starwalker. Okay, coming in at the number 2 spot, you got Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme, and yeah. The reason it's sticking in such a high spot is because I want to credit the ginger note to helping kickstart one of the sexiest, most successful fragrance lines in the world, Yves Saint Laurent's Sloane Line. The ginger note in here is almost like the predecessor to what the cardamom note did with La Nuit de Leon, but it's perfect in this fragrance. It opens it up, it's found in the top, and it sets the stage well because it's that slight hint of sensuality, sweetness, you know, just followed by everything else that the fragrance dives into. It's done so well. It's a beautifully crafted fragrance, and the ginger note is where this gets its little hints of sweetness from, its little spice, that little tinge. And it's just such an awesome timeless fragrance. If you're looking for a really good ginger scent, just one that you didn't even know that you're not going to notice it's a ginger scent, but it's still going to be there, it's still going to be a key player. Definitely recommending Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme, just because this fragrance often gets compared to either the Parfum and Scents version or La Nuit de Leon, so it gets lost in the shuffle. But I just want to bring this guy back to light for a little bit, just to be like, yo, if you're looking for that light, clean, sexy, professional, straight to the point, you know, endearing, mass appealing scent DNA that's not going to be too strong, but it still has good performance, that's awesome, absolutely awesome, with ginger, Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme, you cannot go wrong with this. Still a monster today, bet on it. And coming in at the number 1 spot, a fragrance that's been here the whole time, you got Hugo Boss's The Scent. And this fragrance is one that I fell in love with just because everything about it is awesome. If you're looking for a really loud, protruding, 3 feet of sillage fragrance, this is not the fragrance for you. This is a fragrance that masters the art, the craft of having a fragrance probably protrude about, you know, that 2 inches away from you, 2-3 inches, intimately, and it's gonna last. So it's got great performance. It will last. It's not gonna project too far, but it will project in your personal space, that close 2 to 3 inches, and it's gonna be there pretty much 6 to 8 hours, and you'll still smell it on clothes the next day. Just such a wonderful scent. To talk about the smell a little bit, the ginger note does set the stage, where it's not an overwhelming spice. This thing looks like one of those typical sweet, syrupy kind of scents, but it's not overwhelming. It's not too strong. It does have more body for a ginger scent, definitely more than all the other ones I mentioned. But it never dives into that realm of being too syrupy sweet like Armani's Stronger With You, Givenchy's Pie, just so many of the syrupy sweet scents we're used to seeing. Just a really well blended, crafted scent from Hugo Boss line that I'm having a lot of high hopes from this one. And you got the new Private Accord edition out, which I'm probably not going to get to try for a long time, so I do want to put this one over highly. Taking in the number 1 spot, you got Hugo Boss The Scent, smell that just makes a great fragrance, great signature scent for so many occasions, for nighttime, date nights, you know, summer nights when you're looking for something, you know, mysterious, sexy, with a little bit of an alluring draw to it. It's great for business settings. You could wear this with a suit because it does project a certain message, you know. It's not, this fragrance will never come off as like, you know, sweet, syrupy, just date night, playboy kind of fragrance. You can command respect with this fragrance. It's one that will match the outfit and your tone more than just projecting its message and just laying it on you. So yeah, I could talk about this fragrance for days, guys, but hopefully you guys check it out. So there you go, guys. That's the video. That's my top 5 ginger scents. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed, had some fun with this video. I'll be catching you guys in the next one, and I'll be seeing you. Fragrance Winners signing off now. I talk fast, so definitely, if you guys ever see me talking too fast, just leave a comment below. Be like, yo, buddy, slow down. You're talking too fast. I'm gonna have to spray you down, bro. Later. Close.